If you were named president of AEW and you could pick any 5 wrestlers in the world today besides MJF to be the cornerstones of your company, who would you pick and why? They could be from WWE or any company.
Well, 5 is an odd number. You either need 4 or 6. But
6.
Okay, 6. Oh, I see. You always want more. Once again, you can't just make a company instantly successful by putting together your dream roster. And also, as I've mentioned before, if you said, Cornette, take the 20 best wrestlers in the world and start a company, I'd say, no, give me the 10 best in the world and 10 for them to beat, and then I'll hold the other 10 back to bring them in later on so I got somewhere to go. But I think Mike Johnson or Dave Scherer, one or the other, maybe both, wrote a heck of a piece on PW Insider where they said the one piece of advice they'd give Tony Khan, however much money you got to give him, sign CM Punk. And I don't care if they have to have stars to make stars. And right now they got Chris Jericho as a name. And then they have these other sub-niche genre fanboy darlings, but they don't have anybody that the average fucking guy at the bar or the average fucking person at the mall or whatever has seen, heard of, etc. Besides Jericho. So they need Jericho. They should sign CM Punk, however many millions of dollars it took, because imagine that. I'm not even talking about it that he's the greatest wrestling talent in the history of the world. I'm saying he's over and people still think about him and they still recognize him. And he could be a huge benefit to getting publicity and getting some of those disenfranchised WWE fans back. I would also concentrate on having 1 or 2 top singles guys that Jericho and CM Punk could eventually make. And there's nothing wrong with Adam Page if they want that to be one of those guys, but I would have somebody else with a completely different look, not including MJF, but somebody that's a badass. I'm just hearing this question for the first time, so I'd have to search, but I'd also have a great tag team, whether it be the Briscoes or the Revival. I would also, as a matter of fact, I would probably, in some cases, if I had the billionaire's money, instead of trying to make all these fucking cosplay wrestler stars from the word go, I'd just buy a few guys out of existing contracts with anybody but Vince, because you can't tell me any other wrestling promotion wouldn't want a large influx of cash for almost anybody on their roster except, the guy they've hung their hat on. So I'm sure that some things would be negotiable. But at this point, it's not really about getting names that could have great matches and could be a great roster for an established promotion. It's about getting who can get you the most attention and sell you the most tickets right off the bat with people that are not already going to watch whatever you do because they love the Young Bucks. All those people who don't give a shit and have already given up on wrestling because they thought it went away. But if they hear or see a familiar name that can still go, they might give it a chance. That's just me.